Good morning, and good morning, especially a good Monday morning to each and every one of you all. It's a beautiful, beautiful day here in Barbados. Looks like we may have a little haze around, but it's still quite early, so you can appreciate. I am not on the east side where we can see the sun coming up, so it is a little bit darkish still down here. Does anyone know where we are? That'll be interesting to see. Now, there are plenty of landmarks here that you can determine where we are for sure. That's if you're familiar with this coastline that we're on this morning. Welcome to the west coast of Barbados, folks. This is what we're doing today. We promised to come for a swim. We said we put it off to Monday. And you know how we are. We like to stand by our promises whenever possible. Sometimes we have to vary from that because of sea conditions and wind conditions and the climatical changes and stuff that we may encounter on the morning itself. Now, good morning to all of you all. I am so happy to be here with you, and it's wonderful to see you all again for this brand new week of adventures. Alright, as I said before, we are on the west coast. We're actually between Mullins and Gibbs Beach. I didn't want to actually show you the beach facility down there because that would be a dead giveaway. Anyone that knew Mullins Beach or knows Mullins Beach would know where we are. It's high tide at the moment. There is a high tide surge swell that's coming through here. Nothing really to speak of. Most of the bays are very, very calm and flat. However, right here, as we all know, is a very shallow reef. So here we'll pick up anything at all, especially if there's a surge coming in. As you can see, there's really no beach down at Mullins at all today. Very little. The water's actually going right up and touching the beach bar area. So we can't get around this point. It's been a long time since we've been able to do that. The last time they walked around here comfortably was in very early 2016, late 15, 16, into early 16. That's the last time that I've seen sand in this area. Again, there may have been sand. This may not have been here because sand does come and go. However, in 2015, you would have comfortably have walked from Mullins Beach Bar all the way up to Gibbs Bay without having any problems whatsoever. That has changed considerably. All right, so let's look at this beautiful, beautiful scenery here, and let us say our peace prayer, the prayer for peace. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. Such a beautiful, beautiful morning. Now, there are a couple of areas I have to go around now that are going to require right timing. But you all may not be aware, but I'm actually Olympic qualified in wave set timing. So we should be pretty safe. We should be able to stay dry. Let's see how that goes now. I have practiced that for a little while now, but I still think I have it under control. We'll soon see. Beautiful, beautiful west coast of Barbados. What can I say? Just gorgeous. You know, I did our EMC here. Like I said, we don't want you to be showing that off today. However, I tricked that because I told you before, I am an Olympic trained high tide specialist. So I know exactly what I'm doing here. So I went a little further up and did it a little further up on the beach because I had a feeling that that one would go. Beautiful little coves here. You really can't get to these if you're coming from Mullins side. And if your tide has, if there's any kind of swell associated with the high tide as well, it's very difficult to get from the other side either. And that's because all the sand has gone in this area. Beautiful, beautiful villas all along, lining this west coast beaches of the island. As you can see, the sun is taking its little peep around up there. You're not going to see that too much today, so I am overjoyed because I think I have been able to leave my 10-foot man at home behind. You know, good morning to all of you that belong to that amazing group of people. A group of people that the world will soon find out about. Bit by bit they are, but that will soon come on to a bigger stage hopefully in the future. Just beautiful conditions. Stunning. Now, I was just going to walk the other side, but I said, you know, I haven't brought you to this section here on a live broadcast before. We have been up on that platform over there, or the walking area over there, the end of one of them, but we actually haven't been to this section here, and that's because it was very difficult to get the last time we were here. Remember, the sand is building at this time of the year. Unless we get a large north swell, or until we get a large north swell, it will continue to build and build. So you may be able to walk around there at low tide. But today, this is absolute high tide again. So we're faced with that until around Thursday when we'll have a low tide that will coincide with our broadcast. So you know we're going to be doing something that is really low tide at that stage of the game. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now you can see down here, these people take their security very, very seriously. And obviously, you know, these are really posh villas. What I would like to warn you all about though, I saw it this morning coming down here, but I want to highlight it to you all. When you're walking the coastlines, especially where gabling is, please be very wary of stuff like this. You can see one of the gables here, or some of the wire from one of the gables has come off. and has buried itself in the sand. Now, if you are not aware of this and you're walking up here, you can do some serious damage to yourself. You can see the spike that's sticking up here. So when you're walking the beaches of Barbados, because they're beautiful beaches and pristine conditions and absolutely lovely sand and stuff, just keep an eye out, please, because you know, you don't want to be stepping on something that there for sure while you're on vacation. You really don't want to get injured when you're in Barbados or when you're anywhere, but especially when you're on vacation, because this is the time that you really should be treasuring, time when you're able to enjoy yourself and go all over the island. You don't want to be limited because of a hurt foot or anything like that. So please exercise caution. We have shown you that in the Worthing area as well before, and there are obviously numerous other areas in Barbados. You know, they are gabling, and sometimes you do get gables or rot because they are, you know, made out of wiring. And when they do rot, the wire may come down. We'll put up new ones, and sometimes the old wire is buried, so they may not even be aware that that wire is there. If anyone lives in this area, has anything, any influence or anything, please, if you could take care of that section for us, because that could be devastating to someone passing this way. This is a lovely walkway. Now, a lot of the properties in the West Coast have done this here. You know, I am really happy to see this, because if not, we wouldn't be able to get from Gibbs down here at all, from Gibbs Bay down here. Or I should say Gibbs Beach. Let's get a little more on pinpoint on that. But because of this, we are able to walk around this section. This is like this a lot of places on the island, on this side of the island especially. You know, and people, these properties down here, I tend to sell quite quickly. You know, people will come here, buy a property for 5-10 years, and then move on to a different location and then sell off the property. You know, that's something that we see a lot on the West Coast. If you're driving the West Coast, you see a lot of for sale signs, and that's because that's how it happens. People also come here and buy smaller properties, and then over a period of time they say, well, I'm definitely going to stay here and buy numerous properties, you know, and then sell one of them. So that's how it goes on this island. Oh boy, I'm just going to stop here. I'm not going to mention them. I'm going to let you all do your own thing on that, because I'm not going to mention anything terrible. So there we go. As you can see, this morning I've started off in my battling mood. I'm ready to confront anyone about those terrible tasting fruit. Big swells coming through on occasions, splashing up here as well. So we're just going to be careful of ourselves going across here. Just beautiful. Now we can do a little walking. You see, this is where this actual section ends, and where the steps were created to exit this section. However, you can see all the sand is gone. So these steps really don't serve any purpose unless you want to step into the ocean. I mean, even at low tide, you can see the rocks are exposed here and stuff. So, and you can see there's really no sand around, and that looks extremely slippery as well. Very flat coral, coated with moss, and that would definitely put you down. One of my friends used to always say, would introduce pantser to flora. Hope you'll understand what that means. No, it's not a foreign language. Alright, we can utilize this person's garden bed as they have cut back all of their, I'm not going to say the name, all of their bush over on the left hand side, as you can see, so we can utilize this section to go. Now, this villas around here have all the luxuries. We just saw steps just a couple of minutes ago, or a couple of seconds ago, maybe about 10 yards ago, and now all of a sudden more steps. But as you can see, not easy to walk this coast at all. So you've got to be careful, especially if you have electrical equipment, or if you don't want to get wet. And also, if you are not sturdy underfoot, I would be very wary of how you come to these areas, because it could get pretty hectic, huh? So let's see if I can time this quickly here. Let me see. Olympic qualifications coming into play. Yesterday I was up by Worthing Beach, as you would know. I wasn't supposed to do anything yesterday. No vlogs, no creation of conversations, nothing to create comments. But when I got to Worthing yesterday, Sandy Beach, Santeri Grove, whatever you want to call it, I could not resist putting up some photos. Yesterday was a magnificent morning. The evening time did have some rain and stuff. I know there's some friends from, or some family members of the EMC that are staying there. I did miss a few of them. I saw a few of them. It was a great day. But I had to put up some photos yesterday. Just too beautiful not to see it. I'm going to give you a little pan through this bay in a second, so they get a little more beach clearance here where I can do a comfortable 360 for you. We're going to take in some land property as well. But don't mind that. That's all a part of the game. I'll wait till I get up a little further where we can see some of the properties rather than just a wall. Good morning. How are you all going? There we go. We have some friends up above, so they're all saying hi to you all this morning. Everyone's waving back. Take care. Beautiful, beautiful morning. Now I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure if they're members of the EMC, but they all look as though they're waiting on us, all looking out. Don't know if they're just viewing it or not. If you are not family members, please send a friend's request to me. Let me include you in the family. We would love to have you with us in the morning. Just beautiful conditions. Now I have a friend down here, Mr. Josh Roach. I'm going to mention his name all out. He was so critical of me about not coming to Gibbs Beach because it's the most beautiful beach in the world. Well, Josh, your harassment got me here a while back, as you would know from the first vlog. And I will admit to you, it is one of the most beautiful beaches on the island. You know me already. I'm not going to shift from where I say the most beautiful beach in the world. And there's so many beautiful bays like this here that I'm not going to say this is the most beautiful by any means, but I will most definitely say it's a world-class, beautiful, beautiful setting. So again, you know, many members push me to come to certain areas. A lot of people put me on to the west coast. I feared this coast because when I first did these videos down here, they were high resolution. And this coastline is long, long, long. This is before the days of live. And I found that each time I came here, my camera overheated before I could even get part of the coast done, because it's so long and so intense. But I'm happy to have come down here because I'm able to see this beautiful, beautiful location. Really is a beautiful beach. Now remember, all of the shade down here is provided by manchineel trees. So if you were coming to this beach here and it's raining, get in your rain and take it, because you don't want to be standing on these mancineels. Again, some of you may be new. Some of you are saying, Nick, I heard that already many times, but I'm going to tell everyone, because I believe that, you know, if you're taking someone somewhere, you need to make them alert of what's going on. The manchineel berry, something you do not want to touch, something you do not want to put your towel on, something you certainly do not want to try and eat. I've heard of one of our members said they tried it when they were a child. They will never forget that, I'm sure. And the manchineel tree, water coming off it will blister you. So just look it up online, the manchineel tree. Something just to be wary of when you come to Barbados. Alright folks, I'm not only going to give you a 360, I'm going to give you a water-based 360. Because look at this ocean. Is this not beautiful? I see somebody mentioning those horrible fruits on here. Alright, I'm going to bypass your comment like a bullet when I go home this morning. Not really, because that was going to make me laugh the whole morning, so I'm going to enjoy it. A little bit murky because there's a lot of movement of the water here with the high tide, so there's a lot of sand being moved around, especially in this actual shore break area, so you're not going to see the visibility that you would normally see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the camera level, or as level as I possibly can. I'm going to walk into the sea so you will appreciate the kind of drop off that we experience. Hopefully you will be able to see that, because it's interesting, because it's quite a big drop off here at this bay especially. This bay has always had quite a big drop off to it. So here we go. Alright, we went basically from knee to hip in just 2 steps. So that will give you an indication. Getting back out is going to be a little difficult as well for someone if it's not sturdy underfoot, because the sand here is very soft. There's a lot of movement on the sand right on the actual shore break area itself. So it's not going to be firm, hard sand that you would find. It's going to be fairly soft. So just be careful when you come down here. This morning is no rocks around at all. It's just a beautiful, beautiful beach day in Barbados, of course. Alright, here we go. I'm going to take you on your first silent 360. And where are we? Just so you would know that I am not voicing over someone else's video, I am in the water. Yes, my hand's going to wave all over because I don't want to get wet. So I can't keep quiet. So just like my body, my mouth, my hands got to go fast all the time. Alright folks, so here we go. First 360 for today. Hopefully in silence. Yes, I see someone is mentioning about the reflections on the water. We didn't quite make the 360, but forgive me on that one there, because I did see that just now. And as we always call down here, the sea of reflections, that is the west coast. And that is because over here does not get to see the sunrise, but over here gets to see reflections and glows and a warm tone that you do not see in the other coastlines because of the sunrise. So it is quite spectacular down here. If you look at the clouds, a lot of these will probably be dust clouds as well. Beautiful, beautiful sky this morning. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Now there is a system that is down to the southwest of us that it looks as though it's getting caught up in a jet stream and coming our way. So we maybe, that sounds very technical. That's something I learned online this morning. I read it. So, no, I'm serious. The jet stream is actually coming like from the west southwest over to the northeast. So it will probably pull some cloud into this channel area later on this afternoon. And we will probably see some rains over on the west side later. West and the Bridgetown area, I would imagine. Just beautiful, beautiful setting. Before I go any further, before I say anything else or any other topics, I would like to let you know that at this age in my life now, every second counts. Every day counts. Every week counts. Every month counts. So today is the 25th of the month. I would like to wish my angel a happy, happy, happy month anniversary. We celebrate this on the 25th of every month because we're at the age now that we won't see 50 plus years, but we can certainly see 50 plus months, which we've gone past a long time. And we're going to continue building. So every 25th month, I'm going to celebrate with my angel. And because I'm on here with you all, I'm going to say it publicly. I love you, Angie. I love you with all my heart. Thank you for everything you've ever done for me. And thank you for your time. Okay, that's my little greeting to her, which I certainly cannot pass without doing this morning. All right, you can see there's some rain clouds around. Guess what? No rain shield on this morning. I said this morning I'm going to come down here. I'm going to go in and see as often as I possibly can and really quench my body because it's begging me for some salt water. However, looks as though I may have some challenges shortly, so we'll see how that goes. I have a pretty sturdy hat that will just shelter whatever needs to be actually sheltered. The camera itself is fine. I could probably swim with this camera, but the actual gimbal is what I'll have to protect. So we'll see how that goes anyhow. The hat will suffice, I'm sure. It shouldn't be that heavy this morning. Just beautiful, beautiful morning. As you can see, people are down here having a wonderful time already, celebrating the morning. I'm glad to hear the conductor is not on board this morning. I know he's somewhere enjoying his family. You know, I'm really happy that you're able to do so, sir. And I know you'll be on the YouTube later on, so I'm going to mention you. I'm glad to see you're not here because I know you'll be already on the webcam. Would hate that. Good morning, folks. How are you all today? Okay, hi. Lots and lots of those bushes along here that I don't like. I like them for shade. I like them for wind blockage. But otherwise to that, they can keep the fruit that bears on it for sure. Beautiful bay. Hey man, Josh, for real though, this is gorgeous. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Especially at this time of morning. You know, I'm a 6 o'clock person because 6 o'clock, actually early morning person before 6. But I like this time because it's peaceful. There are few people around. It is very cool and comfortable to walk. I know that in a couple of months time, I'm be so cold that I would probably have to put on a tank top because it'd be freezing as it comes into Christmas time in Barbados. Any of you that come to Barbados would know already that when it comes around to Christmas time, you will see Bajans walk around in a sweater, even if it's hot. Because that's the way we do it here. When it comes to Christmas Day, extra blanket comes out of the cupboard. Even if it's hot, it doesn't make a difference. That's the way we celebrate Christmas. I'm hoping this year that I will be able to take you all on another Christmas tree hunt one more time down the east coast of the island as we did last year. Because we have the gimbal, we should have a lot more fun. We'll be able to spend a lot more time, you know, looking for the perfect Christmas tree. I don't know who was on from last year. I have a lot of people, a lot of family that were with me last year that remember not only our hunt for the Christmas tree, but our decorating of the Christmas tree and our final product just before Christmas time. And I shared that because it was an EMC Christmas tree. Beautiful. We're going to do that again this year for sure. But we're not going to get ahead of ourselves because we still have our independence to go. Yesterday I was down at Worthing Beach and one of the little kiosk shops were playing some Christmas music. You know, I was saying, well, it's real early in the year. But then I said, you know what, if they're feeling the Spirit and they're feeling God and they're feeling Jesus and they understand what Christmas is all about, play your tune, DJ, play your tune. That's as far as I'm concerned. You know, I know it's the kind of music that's associated with Christmas, but if you're feeling that Spirit, by all means, enjoy it. Blast it for the world to hear. Got a couple of big birds out this morning, so you would know the waters are very healthy. They're going to be doing some fishing and stuff. Just a beautiful, beautiful morning. Look at the rays, I should say the glows and the reflections that are coming across this water. The cast out here is just beautiful. What a lovely setting. A family enjoying early morning on the beach. They're actually videotaping a small turtle. I didn't want to interfere with them because I didn't want to put the camera on them because, you know, I'm not too sure if they're camera conscious or not. But they are doing their own little videotaping of a little turtle making its way through the water there. I only saw that once. I didn't make up an alert and then ask anybody to do any tagging because I would imagine you wouldn't get any more at this time of morning. Beautiful, beautiful properties. Construction always goes on the west coast all the time. I don't know. Every house down here seems to have a yearly work that goes on. I guess it's better to do little bits of maintenance rather than wait until it's a big job. But lots of work gets done down here. Beautiful homes. I mean, any time of day you want to come and sit down here and watch this ocean. I'm going to do it slowly because I don't want to blur the effect. So we just take our time coming around. Anytime you want to sit down and look at this here morning, noon or night, and you can afford it, you know where to rent. Come onto the west coast of the island. Down here has some beautiful, beautiful scenery. It is not my beach. It is not my style of water at all. I like something that's a little rougher, a little more challenging. I like to do my long floats along coastlines. You know, I was raised on the south coast. I'm a south coast fella. That will never ever change. No matter how beautiful the other coasts get, no matter how, the beaches on the south coast, you know, go, whether they diminish or whether they get bigger or whatever, I will be on the south coast because I am a south coast boy. Let me add on, south coast beach boy. So, always raised on the beach. When I was young, before I even started surfing, then when I surfed, it was 7 days a week. I even actually got a job at one time that was 8 to 2, so that every day I could get the Super Bowl. And I worked in that job for 13 years just to make sure that I could get on the surf every day of life. And every day of life, I used to drive all over, even if it was North Point Island, Crane, Foul Bay, Bash Bay, made no difference. I was on the water 7 days a week. Just beautiful. Now this beach is a long, long beach. As you can see, it may not be the widest beach, but again, remember this is the highest tide. You will get, where this water is pulling back now would where the high tide, where the low tide would come up to, so you would have a much wider beach. And you can see our deep footsteps coming up. EMC made their way through here today. We're going to continue walking, folks, not stopping yet. We're going to walk until we pretty much run out of beach. Because we've done down here before. We haven't done it in this direction, not as far as I remember. But we are taking in some new stuff which we have done when we looked into Mullins Bay. But check the reflections. Beautiful, beautiful. In the far distance, don't have the resolution allow you to see it, but it's the Arawak cement plant. So I will tell you how long this coastline is. We're down in Gibbs, which is just before Spikestown, and the Arawak cement plant looks like another island in the distance. Visibility today is not as good as I have seen it, obviously with the haze and stuff, you know, so we're going to see how that goes into the day itself. Yesterday cleared up beautifully. There we go, a few splashes. Yeah, just making sure I'm protecting our equipment. Beautiful walkway around this property as well. This is one massive property. Believe it or not, this is one property that we're going to be walking around now. This will give you an indication of how big here is. Crabs up on the top shelf as well. You see them all over down here. Surprised to see them up here this high up. But anyhow, the water is pretty rough out here today. Just beautiful. Okay, get yourself ready for some stunning beauty. Again, we're still on that same property, folks. We have been walking and walking and walking. Now there are numerous, I can see numerous villas set up within here itself. So I'm not too sure of the name of this place here. I should know, but I don't really know offhand, so don't call it wrong. I try to minimize my mistakes to wherever I can. Will never be perfect. Remember that, folks. You will never be perfect. No matter how hard you try, you will have to ask for forgiveness tonight. I don't mind how perfect you think you are. You will most definitely be able to reflect and find somewhere that you can ask for forgiveness for sure. That's just because we are not God. We are human beings. We follow God. Huge property. I mean, massive. All right, I'm gonna well, there's some guards and stuff on the inside, so I really don't want to do too much, but I can give you a quick scan from here, just a very quick scan of the property itself. Massive, massive property, beautiful villas, amazing area to have a home in. Again, not for me, but for, I can see why a lot of people would fall in love with this West Coast. We have some die-hard West Coast people on here that will not go anywhere else. No matter how much I try to encourage them to come up and try South Coast, this is where they're going to be. And that's just like how I am for the South. And like how some people are for the East. You know, the East Coast has a different flavor. We've seen that. We've seen that in many of our walks and stuff. There's some people that don't want to see any other part of the island but the East Coast of the island. That's why there are now more and more Airbnbs just springing up all over the Cattle Wash area and in Bashaba as well. Just beautiful though, goodness gracious. Alright, just so what we're seeing here, the bay, not this little one here, the one in the distance, that's Gibbs Bay. The point out there all the fishing boats and stuff are, that would be the western area. That's down by John Moore's rum shop. I'm going to call that name because that's like saying Scotch and soda on the south coast. You know exactly where that is. And then beyond that, you can barely make out the Glitter Bay structure. Don't think you can see Royal Pavilion. If you can, you might barely be able to see it. And that's the next bay up, which would be up at Aline's Bay. So this West Coast is long. So you understand why my camera was overheating all the time. I would come down here, I would get in maybe 3 or 4 beaches, and now be it. Camera overheated. You know, until my angel taught me the smart thing. Put it in the cooler and it cool it down quickly. I don't know if the S9 still works well, but it certainly took some licks. And that's what I mainly did all this coastline with. And without the gimbal as well. So the gimbal is making a huge, huge difference. Just beautiful. Reflections galore. Maurice, my friend, enjoy this. I know you love your reflections. We have a lot of waterways on the west coast. We get the rain from inland out. Maybe not the most appealing thing to look at, but I want to show you this for a reason. I want to show you how sand is washed up in here. So what will happen when we have very heavy rains and stuff is we will get a big build up and sort of like a damming effect in some areas on the island, not only on the coastline but inland as well. And when those areas do burst, we will get a big flooding of water that will come out here and pull away all the beaches in front of it. Up in Sunset Crest, the actual high water mark comes halfway up. This is opposite Sandy Crest facility. The high water mark comes right up into their waterway, halfway up into there with sand, and actually has some reef rocks that are up in there that the high tide is so high now, or the erosion is so bad. Last time we were down here, we actually walked right around to Gibbs Bay. Don't know if we'll be able to get that done today because there's some shelf reef on the point there by that white structure that's right on the cliff or right on the edge of the water. I'm not sure if we can get around that. We'll have a look and see when we get there, but we may stop it early. But I would love to carry you all around there. But either which way, I know what I'm just about to do. Let me just get a little bit further here. I know I have a long time friend on the island who I met yesterday, who I tagged. I'm not going to call her name, I'm going to leave her anonymous. But if you look on yesterday's photos, you will see her name tagged. I know she loves to swim. So, good morning. I'm not going to call you names, Kath. Don't worry about it. I'm going to leave you there with you know, your privacy and stuff. I know you may be down here on a secret mission. But yesterday I was a little concerned that he may have let the cat out of the bag. But anyhow, we'll see. So, you know me. I like to make sure that if I have friends around me, that everybody knows they're around me. Because that's what you do with friends. You share them with all of your other friends. Because your friends are critical to everyone's growth. Here we go again. We can do a waterborne 360 down. Let me see which way we went last time. Look, I can't remember you. So let me just go in this direction here. And if we went this direction last time, don't worry. I can count that later on. Beautiful, beautiful morning. Still a little hazy, still a little overcastish. You know, no sun's up in the side yet. That would be expected. And as you can appreciate, every day that we get closer to December and January, the sun is going to come up just a little bit later. No matter how many seconds later, it's going to come up a little later. So when we get down in January, we'll probably be doing like 6:15 kind of times, or 6:20, because of how dark it would be. But we'll see how that goes, because I like 6 o'clock. But I don't want to bring you broadcast that you really can't see, or that the camera can't really function too well in. As you know, we don't get the highest of resolutions on Facebook Live, but thank God Facebook is here, because we're able to touch base every morning and spend time with our friends and family every morning. You can see how big that property is. It's massive, absolutely massive. Lots of structures all over. So I guess they also rent the condos and stuff. I'm not too sure really. Maybe they're just their friends' villas in case they're coming on to spend some time with them. Not too sure. Reflections are just glorious this morning. I have not done a picture, folks, because I was just walking and taking in everything this morning. So if anything, I will look for some pictures from another day. It depends. If I'm going back down the beach, the sun has come up a little bit, or I may take some going that way as well. I'll try and remember, but you have to forgive me, because today my mind is only on my angel. So when I put down this here, that's all I'm going to be thinking about for the rest of the day. They call me crazy in love. I don't mind. That is one crazy that I will be happy for any day of the week. I got little fish jumping all over the back of me here, and every time I try and put the camera on them, they disappear. That's like the shadow man. Except he's the other way around. Every time I put the camera anywhere, he wants to jump in front of it. So he's not to be seen today, though. It looks that way to me. I'm actually missing him somewhat, because, you know, I like someone to annoy and I like someone to blame all the time. So I'm actually missing him. Don't mind. Don't tell him that though, because I'm not letting him see this section. When I go home, I'm going to turn off my speakers when I re-listen to this vlog to make sure, find out what you all are laughing at. I see a lot of laughter going on here. I hope it's not at me. I hope it's at some joke that somebody cracked earlier on or something, but don't mind. I love it. I laugh at myself all the time whenever I'm bored, so it's not a problem. Yesterday, I was happy. And, you know, going through, and then I hear somebody mention something about the 10-foot shadow man. And that sort of like put me down, really, because, you know, I sort of like got rid of him yesterday by doing still shots. I made sure that I stood with the sun, not reflecting, and not showing him, but still somehow made his way into conversation. Thank you very much. A lot of homes down here on the coast that I don't know if they're up for sale or not, but a lot of homes that need a lot of repairs, some in terrible disrepair. I don't know if they're just waiting on someone to purchase it from them, or if they just can't afford to do any maintenance on them at the moment. But I'm noticing a lot in here. Like, there are 2 structures we've just passed that definitely look as though they could be for sale, or definitely need a lot of renovations on them. So your possibilities for putting an investment into Barbados are not limited on all the coastlines. However, if you're going to come down here, get ready to really pull your pocket. I don't care how big a piggy bank you have, that is not going to suffice. So you're going to have to go to Fort Knox or somewhere, get out some of your cash. Even if you got stuff in a mattress, make it up with that, and buy one of these properties down here. Beautiful. I have never been here to wonders on the beach, so I really can't tell you anything about it. I can just tell you it's a beautiful location. If you want to sit down and have a meal, for sure. I mean, this is stunning out here. Really beautiful. Looks like a pretty nice facility as well. See a barbecue there, lots of coolers, beach umbrellas, some beach loungers as well. So it looks pretty nice. Now remember, this is just after Gibbs Bay going north if you're interested in finding this. Alright, we're not going to walk across this shelf today. First of all, we will be walking over submerged reef area. I don't even see it being dry even when the water is pulling right back. Still a lot of water moving around on it. So we're not going to go across that this morning. We're going to save our equipment for another day. So we're going to head back in that direction a little bit and talk, and we can look at some reflections as we're doing so. I would like to thank you all, not only for being here today, but for all the support and all the inspiration. You know, on Saturday, I did something that was completely different. Did a lot of neighborhood walking on Saturday. And, you know, when I got on the cliff, I was mentioning that some days were extra special days, and I have hundreds of them. And then there's some that I second guess myself on. I was there saying about how, you know, that's because I always think that I can bring something better. I felt that way on Saturday. However, when I got home and I sat down and I started reading the comments, I realized that once again, I was the only person feeling that way. Everyone was just happy to be able to see Barbados and to be able to spend some time with their friends and family. You know, we even have one of our regulars on here that said they're very familiar with that area, but they felt they were happy with what they experienced and the information they received and stuff. You know, so that makes it great for me. I'm just grateful that God is allowing me to have the strength, the ability, and He's blessing with gifts beyond belief. This is not something I would have been able to do years ago. I wouldn't have been able to pick up a camera, carry on a running commentary. I wouldn't have been able to put it on myself because I was very conscious. However, because of finding God, I am now able to do a lot of things I couldn't do before. Why is that? Because I'm comfortable with the body that He's given me. No matter what shortfalls I may have thought of before, no matter what things that I may have thought could be better, doesn't make any difference anymore in my life. My life is to come here, to be kind, be caring, be loving, be peaceful, and definitely to show hope to people who are finding it a little difficult at the time, you know, trying to build that. And the beautiful thing about it is we now have almost 500 people that are willing to do the same thing. I'm watching comments go up here. Obviously I have a big comment delay, so sometimes I walk past something and then see a comment come up that I know does not refer to where we're at. But I am watching the comments, and the comments are amazing. You know, they're inspiring, they're kind, they're loving, they're caring. You know, and that is what the EMC is. We are a group of people that are just looking to make the best in life and to help others all around us with our own inspiration and our own joy and our own happiness. So I am proud to be a part of this EMC. No, it's not me. It is the EMC is not me. It is the family. That is what we are. It is a registered name in Barbados, EMC Gathering, the beauty of Barbados through my eyes. That is a legal document that we hold. And that is a document that tells the world who we are. And I think it is a perfect name. And when I got that, when I went and received it, not when I got it, but when I went and paid for it, and I brought it home, and I told everyone rejoiced. Everyone was a part of the celebration, and that's because we are all a part of the EMC. And we don't just imagine it, we feel it. We actually do feel it. I'm getting goosebumps here talking about it because it's very, very emotional for me. Because, you know, this is a path that God has brought me on. He has asked me to do exactly what I do every morning and to continue doing what I do every morning. And I found people that have joined me on this same journey. They are following their own light, but they are doing the same thing as me. They're being positive, they're being kind, and they're being gracious, and they're being grateful, which is the most important thing. We got to be grateful for what we have. Don't think about what we don't have and think that's going to bring joy. That is a joke. What you have right around you, no matter how bad it may appear, no matter how terrible it may be, there are those around you that did not wake up this morning. There are those that will not see today. There are those that will not hear this sound of this ocean. There are those that cannot afford to have a cell phone or afford to pay for data. That's what I'm talking about. There are people that are still happy. You may see them in the street today. They're still going to be smiling. They're still going to be giving thanks. They're still going to be thanking God for their life. So imagine how well off we actually are. Just amazing life we have. You know, I am not worried about whether this gets sponsored or not. I just need to make sure and sustain, you know, the ability to come out here and to get myself to different locations to spend the morning and bring everyone together, because that is what God is asking to do. And I don't have fears about sponsorship or about, you know, anyone in government or anything picking this up and saying, well, you know, we want to help you through this. I would love that. That would be great. But I'm not worrying about that, because I know that when the time is right, God will open the doors for me. That is the faith I have. If He has put me on this journey, which He has, and if He is walking on this path and leading me, which He does, He will open the doors that are necessary to sustain this, to keep this working every day, so that I can bring all of my friends, all of my family, and all of my loved ones together and just do what? Give peace and love and happiness. Now, as we're not walking any further, doesn't mean we're not going back to sea. We're going back in the sea again, because that is where I'm going to say my farewells to you all this morning. You can see there are a couple of properties here. The windows are out completely and stuff, broken out. So, as I said, if you're looking for an investment, you know, just have a look around the West Coast. There are always for sale signs up everywhere in the West Coast, as I said. It is definitely one of the coasts that has more for sale signs than anywhere else I've been in the island. And as I said, it doesn't last long. Just in a matter of days or weeks, it's taken up by someone. Someone comes and gets the property and starts to work on it. You can see that with all the building construction that's going on as we are passing along these lanes. Beautiful morning. Okay, they drop off today. As I said, we're going from just around knee to hip in a quick blink. So, what, maybe 2 feet or so, 1.5 to 2 feet. Not as bad as I've seen it. This cove here has quite a bit of rocks further out. This is possibly as deep as we can get right now on sand. Don't want to really walk across the rocks, because remember, folks, that the west coast can have its sea urchins, the west coast can have its lionfish and stuff as well. So if you're going on the reef anywhere in this island, please, by all means, wear your beach shoes and protective gear, you know, because you don't want to be walking on coral and stuff. I would recommend, if you're walking the west coast, to always carry beach shoes and slippers, because there's somewhere that you're going to have to go up on the road itself and walk. I see my Angela is on board. Good morning, Angela. Happy month anniversary, darling. Here we go, folks. I'm going to give you your last 360, and I think this is the correct way to go now. If it's not, don't worry, we'll unwind ourselves. We know how to do that. Remember, today you're going to come in contact with many, many people. Many of them will not want to hear you, will not pay your smile any attention, will walk past you looking upset. A lot of people are in their own situations right now. So, you know, a lot of things are out of character right now with many, many people. But the most important thing is you don't stop trying. You do not stop trying to make this world a better place, because that is what we're asked to do. We're asked to love our neighbors. So even if you don't get a smile back, even if you don't get back the care and you don't get back the love, that is not important. The freedom of giving those things, and it is what God asks us to do. So let us go forward today. Let us try and make a different world for other people around us. If you only touch one of the 100 people you come in contact with today, you have done God's work, and that is what He's asked us to do. Love each other and be kind to each other. Have a great day, everyone. I love you. I am the Bajan Warrior. This is the beauty of Barbados through my eyes. We are on an overcast day. We have not seen our really good friend today, but don't worry, he'll be out tomorrow. I'm sure of that. If not, I'll walk with a torchlight just to bring him along with me. Have a great day, everyone. Love you all. Greetings from Barbados. Greetings from paradise. Greetings from your home. Greetings from our slice of heaven.